All right. Okay, there we go. I think that looks good. What do you think about that?
Oh yeah.
That looks good. That's a
Yeah.
little better spread out. All right, my man. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna count it down, and
Okay.
we'll start the recording, and then we'll just go through. I want to thank you for taking the time to talk with me, man. I really, really, really appreciate it.
For sure. I love the opportunity, William. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys have a great product. I've used it for years, so it's gonna be easy. It's not like I'm selling anything, but it's just an easy sell for me. Like I really like it.
I love it. I love
I
it.
really
And
like it.
this will be a fun conversation.
Gotcha. All right, so we're gonna count it down. 5, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, Flipboard fam. This is your favorite coach, Coach Jeffrey, and I have another amazing guest here. I have my man, Rob Bayuk from Prezi. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, William. Thank you for having me.
Great. Hey, Rob, tell our listening audience a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, sure. So I'm out here in Seattle, Washington, and I work for Prezi. I lead up the education team for Prezi. And before that, I taught social studies and English in a high school in the suburbs of Seattle. And I also worked for Microsoft and led up their teacher strategy for a number of years, focused on teacher professional learning, the MIE program that you're familiar with. And have worked in a couple ed tech startups along the way. But right now I'm leading the efforts to get news out to educators about Prezi and specifically Prezi Video.
Excellent. I love Prezi Video. So let's talk about it. What is Prezi?
Yeah, so Prezi is really evolved into a visual communication platform, and it allows you to present yourself over video and really keep the human connection within your teaching and learning. Many people will say, and teachers especially, I remember Prezi as that thing with the slides that zoom in and out. And certainly that is a part of Prezi, but we've really evolved, particularly in the last 18 months. And the innovation of Prezi Video, which allows you to be on screen like a weather person or a newscaster. You can gesture to your content and really kind of maintain that personal connection with your content and those in your audience, whether it's a business audience and, of course, with the audience that we care about most, our students and teaching with other teachers.
Man, that's an amazing thing. I love Prezi. So why do you think Prezi Video is useful for educators?
Yeah, so it's been really an interesting, as everyone's experienced in our lives, 18 months or so, and remote learning and remote teaching really accelerated its growth. And I think what's happened is, teachers have been relying on the simplicity of perhaps a screen sharing tool where they would put up a slide and speak over it. And really that's fine for certain uses, but when you're screen sharing, you instantly lose the connection and you're a voice behind a screen. And especially this past year, it's been really important for teachers to really maintain a personal connection in their videos and even in their online school with Zoom or other platforms like that. The same screen sharing challenge really is there for them. And so the key difference with Prezi Video is you're able to be there on screen, you can gesture, you can maintain that kind of teacher presence with your facial expressions and emphasis. It's funny, there's a teacher in your area down there in Pasadena ISD, inside of Houston there, had a funny quote, and she said, "There's something about having me on a video that's more entertaining than the actual me." That's what her students said. And so her students really took to it quickly.
Gotcha. If I want to pause for a second and tell you a quick story about something that I discovered with Prezi, I was on a job interview. And one of the things on the job interview was you had to use some type of technology, presentation technology. And I used Prezi. And they were so enamored by what was happening on the screen. I really don't think they really truly listened to me. And then, so the lady called me back and she was like, "Mr. Jeffrey, I want to thank you for interviewing for this job. You didn't get it, but Prezi video, we're going to use that.
Wow. Well, I'm sorry you didn't get it, but that is a great story, I guess.
Yeah. It's a great story. It wasn't meant to be, and that's fine. I'm totally fine with it. And sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. But she was so impressed by Prezi. Like, everybody was like, man, you got to. So I'm doing my thing on the job interview. And their comments, because it was a job interview by Zoom, and like in the comment, hey man, you gotta tell me what that is, man. Hey, what do you use?
Yeah. It really surprises people, doesn't it?
Yes,
You really
it
kind
does.
of.
It does. It
That's
does.
awesome.
It's a great tool. I love it to death. So, what are some of the successes that you've seen with people using Prezi?
Yeah, there's been a lot of innovation with teachers, and in some ways, I guess maybe it feels a little forced because of the pandemic and having to teach remotely. But teachers are creative people at heart, and they want to do right for their students, and this forced them. We've seen things across kindergarten, in middle school, high school, higher ed, even in teacher training. And some of the most engaging examples we've seen around online storytelling and read alouds. We've seen teachers dressing in costumes, using props, and even integrating like DIY at home experiments where they're talking their students through and their parents through, how to work with their child in this online learning. And so it's been really inspiring, to be on this side of it and get to watch that. We had a principal in Modesto, California, who started up these daily morning video announcements during the pandemic. And he made an interesting observation to me. He said, I'm now reaching my community more broadly than I ever would have done in face-to-face school, because I'd see people when the buses arrived, I'd see kids in the hallways, but now I'm talking to the parents, I'm talking to the students, I'm talking to every teacher every day. And that was, certainly a revelation for him. But I think most typically it's the flipped classroom model. It's the classic delivering of information before the students get to class, and allowing them to really convey that information and then have more productive time, at least in the least recent years with Zoom classes, but also as people go back into hybrid modes, using it that way. As a matter of fact, our most popular video, Prezi video, has had over 60,000 views, which might not be YouTube popular, but for a teacher, a middle school teacher, that's a teacher in Cleveland, a middle school social studies teacher, and it is a kind of a flipped classroom mini lecture. And we've seen people introducing new assignments, so the kids can really think back and look at all the requirements of an assignment, be talked through the rubric. We've seen really fun study guides, and lots of uses with teachers training other teachers for professional development.
Wow. I'm trying not to sell it, because it doesn't need to be sold. Like, it is, I keep saying how much I really love it. The Prezi is a great tool for teachers and student creativity, but what other things does Prezi work with?
Yeah, it's with Prezi, it's the Prezi videos themselves can be shared anywhere. YouTube, they can be easily posted to your LMS. But we have direct integration with Google Classroom and the G Suite, Google for Education. We have an app for Microsoft Teams in the App Hub, and you can easily download it and use it within a Teams channel. And then, of course, Zoom is a primary integration. And I'll let your listeners in on a little secret. There'll even be a deeper integration with Zoom coming soon. But that ability to bring yourself with your content on screen in Zoom has been a game changer for this remote teaching and learning situation. But it's as easy to share a video as you would share a YouTube video.
Wow. And then you can also use the Prezi Video desktop app to make your own videos, correct?
That's right.
Videos.
Yep. You can make your own videos in the Prezi Video desktop app, and that's the same app that you use to go live in Zoom or Google Meets or Microsoft Teams. And so that really is the place where you can download a video and put it anywhere you'd like in high definition.
Amazing. And the high definition is such a big thing, because people like myself, we need high definition, straight up.
Yeah, you
Prezi has
do.
added some, yeah, yeah. Prezi has added some new tools, specifically Prezi Design. How is that being used?
Yeah, Prezi Design is something that with this move to video in the last year has kind of flown under the radar. If you're familiar with Canva, which I know many educators are, it's a tool similar to that where you can do animated posters, animated slides, infographics. And the difference really is we've put, and Prezi is doing this as a company as a whole, we've really infused video into everything. So you can easily have yourself alongside your Prezi Design in a video. You can embed Prezi videos within the Prezi Design, and it really is a versatile tool for online posters or in areas like that. The other thing that also kind of flies a little under the radar is what we do with video templates. So for those that know Prezi from way back, our Prezi video templates are really Prezi presentations from the days of old. The difference is the content's just organized so that you can be on screen with it. And so just this week, we launched a new flashcards template that kind of is like Quizlet meets video. I know you'll uncover that one, William, but dig it out and you'll see you can do a study guide. I'm curious to see what students might do with it to create their own study guides within Prezi Video using these new templates. And we have a number of templates in there for teachers already. So these are constantly being released and refined by teachers.
Amazing. And I'm in the Facebook group, and I was waiting on the little present. The present with what is her name? The young lady. She came on and she was like, "We got a present for you." And I kept clicking back. What was the present? What was the present? And so I'm very glad to hear about that Quizlet type flashcard type things. I'm amazed to see what that would be as well.
Yes, yeah, it's going to be fun. And to be honest, I'll let you in on another secret since we're here. Is that present you already found in Prezi, Video Desktop? So you discovered it for yourself. That is it.
I'm going to show it off because
you show it off, and
okay, I'm going to show it off. This is an amazing thing. I was looking for a solution for this in the first place, and in my solution, there it is right there. And I was trying to figure out how could I do this on my my presentation, and it is just so amazing. Like, I love this sharing my screen. And for those of you who are listening, basically what I'm able to do is now on my video, I can share my screen as I'm recording, and it's working actually with my recording of my screen. So I'm recording the screen and broadcasting it and recording my podcast at the same time. And I'm able to show the visual people actually what's going on my desktop while I'm recording audio for my podcast. I love it.
Yeah, that's it. Cat's out of the bag now.
The cat is out of the bag. I love it to death. Oh my gosh. I probably said that 13,000 times. I'm going to probably have to edit some of that out. So again, now you gave us some nuggets. Okay. And this question here, I guess we already answered, like, what are some creative ways that you've seen people use Prezi? I mean, you already put that in the bag. Is there anybody doing something like totally off the wall? You guys are like, oh, I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, there's been some interesting things. So I mentioned the templates, and then also down there in video templates is one of them. One of our teachers in residence, Tracy Leonard, created. It's a game show template that was meant to be a study review guide. And this one we find people using it in business for different things. We've seen a couple people use it in teacher PD. So it's just kind of interesting in how teachers will find, and other users will find the templates and reapply them for other uses that we didn't originally dream up. We saw a music teacher doing something, teaching eighth note subdivisions. I'm not super familiar with that specific thing, but he's clapping, he's singing, and he's got the images of music. And then I think one that's been probably the most creative integration is an educator in the Bronx. He took a Google slide, he took his Bitmojis of himself, and has a baseball diamond, and behind each Bitmoji is a Prezi video that teaches about math and science using baseball. And so he's combined all three of these things into this kind of comprehensive unit around science and math. He's a STEM educator in the Bronx, so it's really a creative use for sure.
Yeah. And, the reason why I asked that question initially was because part of the 21st century learning is our students are going to have to learn how to be creative on the fly using tools. And, we need applications that allow us to do that. And Prezi does that.
Yep, I agree.
So before you tell us where our listeners can find you, you wanted to give a little something away to our listeners, right? You had
That's
something
correct. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna let you share that right now.
All right. So, one of the things we could do is we would happily upgrade anyone listening to this podcast to the premium Prezi EDU Plus account, and that would break down any of the paywalls that they might find. The key thing to do first will be to sign up for a free Prezi Basic account for educators. That's what's really important is that the user signs up for the free one first, so we have something to upgrade. Yeah. And then to actually go get the upgrade, you will go to a URL, and I will maybe we can post it. Also, William,
can you share it? Let me see if I can. I don't have a way for you to share it. Hold on. Okay, that's not gonna do it. All right. You know what? Let me see. You send it to me. I can put it in post. I can put it in post. Yeah.
And I can say the URL, but it's just long. It's HTTPS prez.is/free-edu+, but it'll probably be easier.
Yeah, we'll post it in an article, and then when people go to the article, they can click on it.
Perfect.
Just fine. Just fine. Hey, I want to thank you because you guys are the first to ever share something free with my listeners. So I want to thank Prezi for that. I really, really, really appreciate it. And I know it's something that I use and my colleague. And just to talk a little bit about that, I had a colleague that was presenting at Service Center in Houston. And I called over and I asked could you guys help her out for a presentation? And you guys upgraded her from the basic to that. And she loves it. She loves it. And her name is Crystal Salazar. She told me to tell you guys thank you, that she loves it.
Awesome.
Never thought of using Prezi in the way in which it has changed so much that now it's like she's just mind blown. So there are people who are just really falling in love with it.
That's great to hear. Love to hear it. And keep sending them our way, William.
Yes, most definitely. I most definitely will. Where can our listeners find you at?
Yeah, you can certainly Prezi.com. You'll find your way around some educator examples, but I would welcome your listeners to email me directly. It's my name, and again, we could put this in the post, but it's rob.bayuk@prezi.com, and it's prezi.com.
Okay, great. Is there any new things that are coming down the pike that you want to share with us at all?
Well, we kind of let all the tricks out of the bag here with the screen sharing and the new flashcards template, which, like I said, will be a fun thing. There's definitely more developments now, but maybe you'll have to have me back in a couple months.
I'm definitely, whenever you want to come on, man, you can come on. I love to have you guys. The screen sharing in this platform here, sir, especially if you're doing a Zoom or anything like that, this is amazing. Oh, I got one to share because I found this out. Okay. When using a Zoom or a screen share, you can use this with any screen recording software. All you have to do is select the camera for Prezi, and then it comes up.
That's right. Like in this app that we're using, this Melon app, right?
Yes.
That is the real trick. Is if the software can access a virtual camera, which is what Prezi Video is. So whether it's Google Meet or Microsoft Teams or Zoom, or you might be invited to do a webinar on
Cisco webinar.
Yep. It works in all of those. And the key is just to have the Prezi Video desktop app running.
Amazing. Game changer. Does it also work the same for Macs as it does for the PC?
It does. Yeah, it works basically the same for Mac and PC.
Excellent. Excellent. Hey, if you are a teacher and you want to add something to your toolbox, I admonish you to go to Prezi, especially Prezi Design, because Prezi Design is another creative way to show data, charts, especially if you are a math and science teacher. Charts, have your students do weather. Oh, you know what else? Because you said you were a social studies teacher, the globe and the world, and then pointing things out. This tool here is makes teaching worthwhile. I will say thank you guys for looking at a problem in the pandemic that is actually solved on video. And I really appreciate the way you guys did that, Rob. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, well, thank you, William. I appreciate you having me on the podcast. And as I said, I'd come back anytime, and we could even bring some teacher guests on if we'd like that might share some of what they've been doing.
For sure. All right. Thank you again, and have a great day.
Okay.
Bam, that mug went so smooth. It was so good. I'm sorry, man. I started singing the praises of Prezi.
You're doing my job for me.
I started singing the praises. I'm sorry, sir. I was like so freaking useful. It's ridiculous. Like, I can't wait to the screens. Man, listen, I was going to have to spend extra money because I don't know how to use OBS. So I was going to have to spend extra money to know how to do this, man. And this thing here just made my life so simple. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
And did you see how you can go between the different views? Just like,
yes, like
this. You can have it zoom all the way in, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's over with. Look at that.
Yeah.
And we're still recording, video recording. So I'm going to, oh yes. It's going to be over. So when I make my videos from now on, I will be using this.
Oh, that's awesome. No.
Hands down.
Well, send them my way whenever you make them, because we want to put them in our gallery, our teacher gallery.
Okay, no problem, sir. I surely appreciate you guys, and I will have them on there because I'm also going to share them in my Flipboard magazine as well. So it's like I'm my own producer as I'm my own director.
Yeah.
So, it's pretty good for a one-man show. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it is. I was listening to a couple of them today. It was fun.
Man, thank you. All right, Rob. Well, thank you for taking the time to talk with me. What's going to happen is this episode is going to publish not this week, but next week. Okay. And next week we'll have it out, and we'll just go from there. And we'll tag you guys. Is there an at Prezi video, or would I just go at Prezi?
Just at Prezi will be perfect.
Okay. Gotcha.
And just give me a shout out when you do it, because we have an intern that was helping with some of our social media, and we're in between interns. So I want to make sure our other person catches it.
Oh, no problem at all. No problem at all. So we appreciate it, and we'll be in touch.
All right, William. Thanks for the opportunity. I appreciate it.